Would you spend your last $5 on a dying dog no one cared about? A young boy did. And what happened next brought an entire town to its knees, tears streaming down the faces of even the coldest hearts. This isn't just a story about kindness. It's a miracle that no one could have imagined. In a dusty village on the edge of a bustling town in India lived a 12-year-old boy named Arav. He wasn't like other kids his age. He didn't have toys or a phone, and his home was a crumbling one-room house he shared with his grandfather. His parents had passed away when he was just 5, and the old man, with his crooked back and calloused hands, had raised him ever since. Every day after school, Arav would rush to the marketplace, not to buy, but to help. He carried bags for strangers, swept the front steps of shops, and fetched chai for busy vendors. On most days, he earned barely 10 rupees, but he saved every coin in a rusted tin box under his bed. Arav's dream wasn't a bicycle or a video game. It was a school uniform without holes. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the market stalls, Arav noticed a small crowd gathered near a garbage bin. Curious, he walked over, and that's when he saw it. A dog. Small, skeletal, trembling with every breath. Its fur was matted with dirt and blood, and its eyes, sunken and glassy, looked like they'd given up on life. "He won't make it through the night," one man said, shaking his head. "Probably full of disease," muttered another. Arav knelt beside the dog, ignoring the flies and stench. The animal weakly lifted its head, and for the briefest moment, their eyes locked. Something passed between them, a silent plea, a flicker of life not ready to let go. One vendor laughed. "Boy, if you want him, pay me $5 and take him. At least I won't have to deal with the carcass." Arav blinked. $5. That was all he had. His whole savings, meant for a new school shirt. Without hesitation, Arav reached into his pocket, pulled out the crumpled notes, and placed them in the man's hand. Carrying the limp dog in his arms, Arav ran, not walked, ran to the nearest vet's shack, a kilometer away. It wasn't a proper clinic, just a cement room with rusting tools and a kind-hearted man named Dr. Mehta. Dr. Mehta took one look and frowned. "This dog is in critical condition, severe malnutrition, worms, infection, and probably trauma. Why didn't someone bring him earlier?" Arav's voice cracked. "Because no one cared." Touched by the boy's words, the vet agreed to help, for free. For the next few hours, Dr. Mehta cleaned wounds, removed maggots, and gave the dog fluids. Arav never left his side. He sat in silence, holding the dog's paw like it was his only friend in the world. "Does he have a name?" the vet asked gently. Arav looked at the dog and whispered, "Zinda." Alive. That night, Arav didn't go home. He slept on the clinic floor beside Zinda. The dog was too weak to eat or bark, but it was breathing. Barely. Arav cleaned his fur with wet cloths, whispered stories into his ears, and promised things he couldn't even imagine affording. "I'll get you chicken biryani one day. I'll take you to school. No one will tease you. I won't let you die, not you too." By morning, the dog hadn't died. That, to Arav, was a victory. The vet shared Arav's story on social media. He wasn't expecting much, but within hours the post went viral across nearby towns. A boy gives his last $5 to save a dying dog. People shared it with captions like, "Faith in humanity restored," and "This is the kind of love our world needs." The next day, people began showing up at the clinic, offering dog food, blankets, even donations. Someone anonymously left a bundle of brand new clothes for Arav. Another offered him a part-time job with real pay. And slowly, as if fueled by this unexpected wave of love, Zinda began to heal. By the end of the week, Zinda could stand. A few days later, he was eating solid food. A week after that, he was barking, weakly but joyfully, whenever Arav arrived. Arav would sit beside him, read school books out loud, and sometimes cry quietly when no one was watching. But the boy who had lost so much now had something no one could take, a best friend. Dr. Mehta offered to officially adopt the dog under Arav's name. The shelter volunteers chipped in to get Zinda vaccinated and microchipped. One woman even gave Arav a brand new school bag and said, "For the boy with the biggest heart I've ever seen." 1 month later, the village held its annual Independence Day celebration. As a surprise, the town council invited Arav and Zinda to lead the parade. When their names were called, the entire market stood up and clapped. Children tossed flower petals. Vendors who once ignored the dog now bowed to him like he was a king. Zinda walked proudly beside his boy, wearing a little tricolor scarf and wagging his tail as if he had never known suffering. And when Arav gave a short speech, his voice trembling but clear, there wasn't a dry eye in the crowd. "I didn't save a dog," he said. "Zinda saved me. He showed me that no matter how little we have, we can still choose kindness." In the weeks that followed, more people adopted dogs from shelters. One boy inspired a village to care about the voiceless. Arav and Zinda became local legends. The town even put up a small statue near the clinic, a bronze paw on a stone base that read, "This is where love began." Arav was later offered a scholarship by an NGO that had seen his story online. He now attends a private school, where he still walks to class with Zinda by his side, but he hasn't changed. He still helps carry bags at the market, he still picks up litter, and he still smiles with his whole heart. Some say this story is too perfect to be true, but ask anyone from Arav's town and they'll tell you, it happened. They saw it. They felt it. A boy with nothing gave everything to a dying animal. And in return, he gained a family, a future, and a kind of love that goes far beyond rupees or rewards. So next time you see a dog limping on the side of the road, remember Arav, remember Zinda, and ask yourself, what would you do with your last 50 rupees? If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little hope today. And if you've ever rescued an animal or been rescued by one, tell us in the comments. We read every single one. Until next time, stay kind, stay strong, and never underestimate what a little love can do.